She's welcome to come on. I would love to get to talk to her.
I'm sure she'd be very exciting. Actually, you could make her exciting, probably.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody said she's a good roller skater. That's what I heard, which is crazy.
That's about it.
Yeah.
President Trump breaks the internet going on Theo Von's podcast. They talked about some hilarious stuff and also some very meaningful, heartfelt stuff. We'll take a look at the highlights together in just a second. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful, freedom-loving friend. This is where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters, because truth conquers. Now, freedom fighter, President Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States, and rightfully should be 47th President of the United States. We'll see what happens at 3 a.m. the morning of November 6th. Sometimes there's just weird anomalies, but stay tuned. So one thing about President Trump is I think that the whole notion that truth conquers, that's on his side, because I think for the most part, the reason why he is unafraid to talk to podcasters, reporters, do long-form interviews is because he's doing his best to speak the truth. Whereas there's a reason why Kamala Harris doesn't even take questions from leftist reporters that are on her side. They've got such a carefully manufactured narrative that they're trying to hold up. It's like holding up a house of cards. If you say remotely the wrong thing, the whole thing crumbles, and you and I know the thing already is crumbled. It's just, do people imagine that it's still up? So with that, President Trump does something that works very well for him. He's not afraid to speak words because he's just coming from a place of truth. When you come from a place of truth, you have nothing to hide. That has President Trump do something that I think is great for his campaign, makes him much more reachable and relatable to people. He will go on podcasts and have a conversation. Not, here's the 10 questions you're allowed to ask me. It's, he's there to have a conversation. And I love the fact that he'll go on podcasts like Theo Von's. Theo Von, he's a comedian. He's not a political analyst. He's not some right-wing big voice out there. He's Theo Von. He's a comedian. So President Trump goes on his show. We'll take a look at some of the highlights in a second. It's a very unique experience. I loved it. But first, it's breaking the internet, which I think is awesome. It's like people love this natural, relatable way of getting access to someone that they want to support. Kamala, you don't do this, and people don't love you. It's fine. So just how much is it breaking the internet? Well, this was posted as of this recording just a day ago, and already on Theo Von's Twitter, the podcast video has 22 million views. And on Theo Von's YouTube channel, you can see it already has 7.7 million views in just one day, and that is pretty good. By the way, I just saw Theo Von's little bio on YouTube. Comedian, life survivor, recovering white person. That's pretty good. This very unique conversation. Theo Von, he's in recovery from drugs and alcohol. He brings that up, and President Trump starts asking him these genuine questions. One, about Theo's own recovery. I think that shows heart. And two, it's just funny hearing President Trump like inquisitively ask about cocaine. Let's take a look.
How did you get addicted? How did?
No, I would just do cocaine. That was really, yeah. So not just, yeah.
That's down and dirty, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it was, yeah.
But you don't anymore?
No, I don't do it anymore, man, and I'm not.
Which, by the way, I appreciate President Trump. Like, he's being real. You can tell, like, President Trump has never done these things from what he says. He's never even had a sip of alcohol. But he's not doing, like, you imagine Gavin Newsom doing this. Well, you should never do cocaine. That's incorrect of you to have done that. Meanwhile, Newsom probably does. But Trump, he's just being real. He's not being a politician this moment. He's being a real person.
Too much to handle.
Some of the stuff started to get a real rattle in it, too. I don't know where we were even getting it from in this country, but yeah, it started to make me feel like I was a mechanic or something.
So the thing you go back to then is alcohol for the most part.
Right, yeah, but what I want probably is cocaine, but I know that if I have a drink, then it'll like, be like, okay, well, I had a drink, then I can do this.
Is cocaine a stronger
oh, yeah.
up?
Yeah. Cocaine.
So you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You'll be out on your own porch, you know. Yeah. You'll be your own street lamp.
So there you have it, kids. Don't do drugs. They can turn you into an owl, and you'll be out on your own porch. So don't do them. We'll get back to the video in just a second, but first I want to tell you about a little trick that I do every night that essentially hands me more energy the next day. I find one of the biggest obstacles in all of our lives is poor sleep and poor energy. But a quick and easy solution that takes no extra time that works to solve this problem is putting on a pair of Bond Charge blue light blocking glasses. Glasses work by blocking the blue light at night that's all around us, from the indoor lighting, your computer, your TV, your phone. Because unchecked, that blue light signals to your body, hey, it's time to be awake, which suppresses your sleep hormones, the exact opposite thing that's in your best interest at nighttime. And also another trick of the trade, you want to check out the Bond Charge Blackout Sleep Mask. Anytime I need to sleep past the sun already being up or nap, this is my key to being able to do it. Blackout Sleep Mask has a complete darkness guarantee, and with fully adjustable, hollowed out soft eye pillows, it's exquisitely comfortable. And if you want to give yourself more energy while taking no extra time to do it, you just put them on. Go to bondcharge.com/JPReacts. And while you're there, be sure to use the discount code JPReacts to get 15% off everything Bond Charge offers. And also, if you like extra savings, you'll be glad to know all Bond Charge products are HSA, FSA eligible, giving you up to a 40% tax-free savings. Enjoy, because I know I do. Now back to the video. Kamala came up in conversation. This is a quick clip.
She's welcome to come on. I would love to get to talk to her.
I'm sure she'd be very exciting. Actually, you could make her exciting, probably.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Somebody said she's a good roller skater. That's what I heard, which is crazy.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's about it. She's good at roller skating. That's the only thing she's good at. And that wasn't even an insult. That was just accurate. And this one just has to do with something amusing that Theo Von says in response to Trump, talking about how we had the greatest economy under him.
And we had the greatest economy in history when I was president. We had
Oh, yeah. My cousin got a boat.
Numbers. Yeah, we had the best
During
job
that.
numbers. African American.
I love it. Just Theo Von's mind, the way it works. Like, oh yeah, I could tell we had a good economy because my cousin bought a boat. That's how his mind gauges where the economy's at. And this one is going back to the conversation where Theo Von's talking about his drinking and drug use and being in recovery. I like this clip because I think it shows a very genuine caring heart of President Trump as he's getting inquisitive of the guy that's supposed to be interviewing him. He's getting inquisitive about him because if I didn't know any better, he cares.
Yeah. I noticed at the events, you don't drink, and you don't drink or smoke, right?
I don't drink or smoke. No.
You never have.
No, I never have. I've had a great brother who taught me a lesson. Don't drink. And he said, don't smoke. He smoked and he drank, and he was a great guy. He was a very handsome guy.
Is he older? He was older?
Quite a bit older, yeah. And he had a problem with alcohol and smoke a lot. But, I tell people, no drugs, no drinking, no cigarettes.
Yeah.
By the way, on that note of President Trump, he doesn't drink. He says he never has in his whole life, not even a sip of alcohol. But nonetheless, to this day, he doesn't drink, and he advocates that people don't drink at all. I honestly think that's great advice. Now, obviously, we all have to choose our own adventures. If you don't have a drinking problem, is there a social benefit or enjoyable benefit to drinking at times? Yeah. And there's also a detriment that shouldn't be lost on us. One of the reasons why people can sit around and ask, like, dude, President Trump, he's 78? How the hell does he have such a sharp mind? Well, I think he's got a great mind, probably a very gifted mind for many reasons, but one of them is he never dulls it with alcohol. And I just think that's something to observe and for us to potentially better ourselves with by minimizing or eliminating how much we drink.
I tell that to my kids all the time. I'd say no drugs, no drinking, no smoke. So he was, old enough that you would look up to somebody, and I'd look up to him anyway.
Did you admire him?
Yeah, I admired so much about him. He had so much going. He had the look, unbelievable personality, like an incredible personality.
What was his name, Donald?
His name was Fred Trump. And he had a problem with alcohol. He got addicted to it because they say alcohol is tougher than drugs to get off of. I don't know if you've ever heard that.
I'm in recovery, actually. I've been in recovery, so like most of the last 10 years.
From alcohol?
From drugs and alcohol.
So which is worse?
For me, drugs is the problem, but if I have a drink, then it's tougher for me to prevent myself from getting
it. It sets off a chain.
Yeah.
But which is harder to quit? I've heard alcohol is harder to quit than drugs, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can only imagine because it's probably more readily available.
More readily, well, and it's social, and you.
By the way, the sponsor of Theo Von's, you see this iced tea company, their cans are placed in each shot. I guarantee they got a good return on their investment with how this podcast is breaking the internet.
Sitting and everyone's drinking and all.
Yeah, rarely do you go to a dinner and
drugs.
everybody's eating like, Xanaxes or something, for appetizers.
He apparently doesn't go to dinners with high-level Democrats.
Usually people are having like a mint julep or something a little fancier, Negroni I just learned about.
Right.
But yeah.
So you have a problem with that then?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've had, it's been in my family. My family, it's like, yeah.
Can you stay away from it?
Yeah, I've done a good job. I mean,
so how long have you been off?
I go to recovery meetings.
See, he's just inquiring more and more about Theo's own personal journey with this.
Been off most recently a little over 2 years.
Do you ever go back on?
Yeah, I've had stints where I go back on
and you don't control it.
It's tough. It goes downhill pretty quick.
No kidding. So you
think it's going to be easy?
You think you're controlling it?
And then you're you're doing go-kart and racing with hookers and stuff. It gets bad.
It's not to do it, right?
Right. So then in the end, you're like, I have to not do it.
And then finally, this clip is one of substance where Trump will reveal what he thinks is the most powerful lobby or corruption in Washington. And spoiler alert, it's not the pharmaceutical lobby. I found the answer pretty interesting.
One thing that you did, recently we had Bernie Sanders on.
Right.
And
interesting.
And I know
that's very interesting.
Certainly, you guys don't agree on a lot of things, but I think you both acknowledge how horribly rigged the healthcare system is against the American people, because hospitals and insurance companies get away with hiding their prices from all of us, and literally they can charge whatever they want. It's like you sign up and say, yes, I'll pay. You trust the hospital, but then you get home and the bill it's whatever, which pretty much feels like some form of extortion to me. That's what it seems like to me.
It's a form. Yeah.
But you had an executive order where you created a federal rule forcing hospitals and insurers to publish all their prices.
Yep.
Right?
I never knew about that until this podcast.
So that people would be able to know, okay, if an MRI costs $600 here and it's $5,000 there, then I can go here and save myself money.
Right.
But that hasn't even been enforced. Like hospitals...
Biden got away with it.
Hospitals and insurance companies, they're still not showing their prices.
They hated it.
Of course they did.
And by the way, cut to a clip of Biden on stage reading off teleprompter saying, "We beat the pharmaceutical companies."
Look, we finally beat Medicare.
Cool. I appreciate your PhD in Orwellian philosophy there, Biden. A guy who tried to mandate the dangerous jabs of these companies and spent so much of our tax money on these dangerous jabs, amongst other things like blocking this thing that Trump had worked to implement that Biden didn't implement. So Biden has the gall to say, yeah, we beat the pharmaceutical companies. No. We beat the American people with a baseball bat of the pharmaceutical companies should be a little bit more accurate.
Because it would have made it very competitive. And Biden let it go. He never enforced it. And to get that approved was a big deal. And that would have brought down the price of,
so many things.
Not only, just care, right? Care, physical care, mental care. That would have brought down the cost of care by 50, 60%. And Biden and Kamala didn't press it. It was a big thing to get it.
Hey, Kamala was in office, but her whole thing is, once I get into office, I'm going to do change. Which change, like I just saw a headline today of Kamala wants to impose a 20% tax on all golf-related items. That's great change. But you've already been in office, and things have gotten worse while you've been in office, Kamala.
But I'll be pressing it. And because I'll be pressing it, and because I'll be pressing it, there are some people that are vehemently against it for financial reasons, for money reasons. But
those people can go to hell, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, no, they're bad people.
Especially because one of the leading causes of bankruptcy in America is medical debt. I mean, that's crazy. And I don't even think I made that up either.
No, it's when you think of it. At first, when you said it, I said, wow. And then I'm thinking about it. I said, it's really not a wow. I understand it.
Yeah.
tremendous lobby, tremendous powerful lobby.
Well, yeah, because I mean, think about what else is going to put you in medical, like in that much of a debt. It's like, I believe that's accurate. Who's behind the healthcare, insurance, that whole thing? Like, who's behind it all? It feels like Chuck Schumer is this kind of like deviant mastermind back there somewhere.
Well, he's one of the people that is hurt, and he's one of the people that keeps the prices high, and he's, gets a lot of contributions from the people on the other side. And him and plenty of other people, a lot of people. It's a very powerful lobby.
But wouldn't they? Why
do
the
they most powerful people? Lobby? The lawyer lobby.
That's the,
and that feeds into that also. It all feeds into it.
Wait, hold on, just so I understand, Donald. Sorry. That lobby is a very powerful one.
Yeah.
But why do those people want people to suffer though? Just so they can make money?
Yeah.
Now, there you have it, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. President Trump having a very down-to-earth, relatable conversation with comedian Theo Von. I love this. Thank you for watching some of the highlights with me. Let me know what you thought of their discussion in the comments below, and I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, stay free.